Welcome to VNT. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. In the world of car manufacturing, change is often slow and incremental, but every so often a country makes a move that catches the entire industry off guard, shifting the balance of power in unexpected ways. Right now, Canada is making just such a bold move, one that could redefine its place on the global automotive stage. For decades, Canada played a supporting role in North America's auto industry, quietly losing ground to lower-cost competitors like Mexico and to the technological advances of Europe. Its factories often sat idle, while jobs and investments flowed elsewhere. But now, as the global industry pivots to electric vehicles, Canada is determined to reinvent itself and seize a leadership position in this new era. Instead of just assembling cars shipped in from abroad, Canada is building a full EV supply chain from the ground up, manufacturing batteries, developing cutting-edge software, and investing in advanced materials. This is a transformation that goes far beyond traditional assembly lines. This is a calculated strategic bet. By controlling the very core of electric mobility, Canada aims to offer the U.S. a secure, high-tech supply line, one that's close to home and less vulnerable to global disruptions. The stakes are enormous. If Canada succeeds, it could reshape the North American auto map for decades, influencing where cars are designed, built, and sold. U.S. automakers now face a new proposition: a stable, tariff-free partner to the north, offering reliability and helping to de-risk their supply chains in an uncertain world. Canada's pivot is a direct challenge to the old order, forcing automakers, suppliers, and governments to rethink long-standing partnerships and dependencies that have shaped the industry for generations. It's a dramatic U-turn, from years of quiet decline to a new era of aggressive investment, innovation, and ambition. The country is betting big on its future. The world is watching closely. Will Canada's gamble pay off and make it a powerhouse in the electric vehicle revolution, or will it risk being left behind as the industry evolves? The next chapters in this unfolding story will decide Canada's fate in the high-stakes auto wars, and, perhaps, the future of the entire North American car industry. The U.S. auto market is the ultimate prize, a vast and fiercely competitive landscape where automakers from around the world battle for dominance and market share. In 2024, American consumers are expected to absorb over 16 million new vehicles, making the U.S. one of the largest and most lucrative car markets on the planet. 61% of these vehicles are made in America, rolling off assembly lines in cities from Detroit to Tennessee, supporting millions of jobs and fueling local economies. But even with this massive domestic output, imports fill crucial gaps, offering models, features, and price points that American factories can't always match. For decades, Canada and Mexico have dominated U.S. auto imports. Their proximity, and trade agreements like NAFTA and USMCA making cross-border car trade seamless and efficient. In 2024, these neighbors supplied 18% of all new cars sold in the U.S., but the balance has shifted. Mexico now leads, shipping over 2 million vehicles annually, thanks to lower labor costs, a skilled workforce, and billions in new investments from global automakers. Meanwhile, European automakers, especially German luxury brands like BMW and Mercedes, have surged ahead, overtaking Canada in import volume and capturing the imagination of American drivers seeking performance and prestige. Canada, once a top supplier, now ranks fifth. Its factories focus on a handful of key models for Toyota, Stellantis, and Ford, but the days of broad Canadian dominance are fading. The country's role is less diverse and more vulnerable than ever, with some plants underutilized and entire communities feeling the impact of lost production. The American auto battlefield is more crowded than ever before. Canada faces fierce competition from Mexico's booming industry, Europe's luxury brands, and the relentless pace of U.S. domestic production. The stakes are higher, the rivals stronger, and the path forward more complex as every player scrambles to adapt to shifting consumer tastes, new technologies, and global economic pressures. For Canada, the challenge is clear: adapt to the new realities of the auto industry, or risk further decline and the loss of its once proud status. The new auto hierarchy is set, but Canada is determined to climb back up, investing in innovation, electric vehicles, and new partnerships to secure its future. The next moves, by automakers, governments, and workers, will determine who wins the North American auto game in the years ahead. The competition has never been fiercer, and the race for the future of the auto industry is just getting started. Canada's decline as a U.S. auto supplier was gradual, not sudden. For decades, Canadian factories were a backbone of North American car production, shipping millions of vehicles south of the border. But over time, the landscape shifted. The main reason? Mexico's rise as a manufacturing powerhouse, offering lower labor costs and a vast supplier network. Automakers found it increasingly attractive to build cars in Mexico, where wages were lower and trade agreements made exports to the U.S. easier. As a result, automakers shifted high-volume models south, leaving Canada with fewer, more specialized lines. This shift meant that Canada's role in the industry became more limited, focused on niche vehicles rather than mass-market cars. When a Canadian plant closes or loses a model, the impact is huge. Entire communities can be affected, with job losses rippling through local economies and suppliers. Canada's output became concentrated, making it vulnerable to corporate decisions. If a single model is discontinued, it can threaten the future of an entire plant. Meanwhile, Europe captured the luxury market, with U.S. buyers paying premiums for German brands. Canadian factories focused on mainstream models missed out on this lucrative segment. Canada found itself squeezed between Mexico's low costs and Europe's high-value imports. The competition was fierce, and Canada struggled to keep up. Investment flowed elsewhere, and Canada's reliance on legacy combustion vehicles made it slow to adapt to electrification. As the world shifted toward electric vehicles, Canada lagged behind in attracting new investment. The result? A wake-up call. The industry realized it could no longer rely on old strengths and needed to rethink its future. Canada must reinvent its strategy or risk being sidelined for good. The stakes are high, and the window for change is closing fast. The lesson is clear: diversify, innovate, or fall behind. Embracing new technologies and markets is the only way forward. The time for action is now. Canada's future in the auto industry depends on bold moves and a willingness to adapt. Canada is fighting back with a bold EV strategy. The plan build a complete supply chain, from mining critical minerals to assembling finished electric vehicles. Billions in government incentives are attracting global giants like Volkswagen and Ford. Canada's clean energy grid and ethical mineral sourcing offer automakers a stable, green alternative to China. By aligning with U.S. trade policies, Canadian-made EVs qualify for American tax credits, making them more competitive. The goal: transform Canada into a leader, not a follower, in the electric vehicle revolution. The electric vehicle boom is transforming the auto industry at breakneck speed. Battery EVs are projected to grow over 44% annually through 2033, driven by regulation, consumer demand, and massive fleet adoption. Companies like Walmart and the U.S. Postal Service are electrifying their fleets, signaling unstoppable momentum. But challenges remain. Charging infrastructure is uneven, especially in rural areas, and mineral supply chains are fragile. Indigenous communities are leading with innovative EV adoption models, showing what's possible in remote regions. Canada's Mines to Mobility strategy aims to secure critical minerals and reduce reliance on unstable foreign sources. The new global power centers will be built on battery manufacturing and mineral wealth, not oil. North America's ability to build a self-sufficient EV supply chain will determine its future in the auto world. The race is on, and Canada is betting big. The auto revolution isn't just about EVs, it's about how cars are sold, serviced, and who keeps them running. Online, direct-to-consumer sales are booming, especially among younger buyers, reshaping the dealership model. EVs require new service hubs and highly skilled technicians, not old-school mechanics. Training programs and apprenticeships are surging to meet demand for software and battery expertise. Canada must invest in digital sales, modern service networks, and workforce training to stay competitive. The future belongs to those who adapt quickly. Building cars is just the start. Building the ecosystem is the real challenge. The North American auto industry faces a gauntlet of trade tensions, tech risks, and supply chain fragility. Tariffs can shift overnight, threatening cross-border investments and partnerships. Cybersecurity is a growing concern as cars become more connected and vulnerable to attacks. Supply chain disruptions, like the chip shortage, expose the risks of global dependence, especially on China. Canada's answer: position itself as a secure, tech-savvy, and stable partner for the U.S. Its Mines to Mobility strategy tackles vulnerabilities and aligns with American priorities. If Canada executes, it could become indispensable in the new auto era. The alternative, fade into irrelevance as the industry transforms.